everyone. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Wesley Wokes, Vice Chairman of the club. Just welcome you to a weird virtual presentation for the season 1920. Just thought I would add a few words myself on behalf of the club. Obviously this has been a weird season and we're seeing some light at the end of the tunnel now, which enables us to move on. But we can't move on to next season until we've covered off last season's presentation awards. For me, it was still important for us to do this because even though the FA have decided to expunge the results from the 1920 season, the important message for parents is that we as a club haven't forgotten the season we've just had, and the message for all the players is, again, us as a club, we haven't forgotten the season you guys have had, and it's been a very important one, as is every year for all of your football development and the social aspects and the friends you make and the new players who have only just joined the club this year. For them it won't be a season they will forget. Certainly for myself it won't be a season I'll forget that quickly. I took this role on in November after being part of the club for about 2.5 years. Both my kids play for the club currently, and that's what decided to make me take this role. So I took over in November. We've had flash floods, other interruptions to the season, other issues to deal with that most clubs probably deal with season on season. And then of course in March we had the global pandemic that put a swift end to the season. At the time we probably didn't realise how big it was and how much it would affect the season. We just thought we'd be back to it in a couple of weeks, and obviously that was never the case. But as I said at the start of the video, this is probably for me, hopefully the video will be the end of that season and we can kind of move on from it and look forward to a new season, but we can't do that until the awards are given out. Now obviously presentation evening is one of my favourite evenings of the year, and it's not just because of seeing the kids' faces getting their awards and their rewards for having productive and good seasons. For me it's about seeing that whole club together all under one roof and everybody from all different age groups all interacting with each other, and it's not something we normally see on a Sunday. It's one thing I've tried to change since I've come to the club, and from help with others as well, is trying to get that one club mentality, and I believe we're moving in the right direction with that. Again, COVID has struck and kind of put our foot on the brake a little bit with that. But as you've seen with the plans we've got for next season, we're hoping again to kick on with having this one club mentality, and that just includes cheering on teams that are not necessarily your kids' teams, having coaches get involved with training sessions that they don't normally get involved with. Again, continuing with having the kids' mascots at the first team games, and obviously from next season we've got a ladies team as well, so the girls that are a part of our club can obviously have something to aim towards and something to aspire towards. So that for me is our biggest aim next season, is gelling the club together and using that one club mentality. In the next video you'll see your coach. He will give the 6 main awards out from each team, or there's 5 or 6, I can't quite remember. There's manager's player. Again, this is for the player who has not necessarily caught the eye of the manager the most, but just that's somebody who gives that little bit extra, whether it's turning up to training on time every week, or even just turning up to training every week. It's never an issue with the manager. Or every manager's got the different reasons for picking the players. I can't put words into their mouths. Parents player, as somebody myself who is a parent, this is a very difficult decision because we watch the kids week in, week out, and we could probably give it to any one of the kids from any one of the teams when we vote on this. But that's, again, is the particular player that the parents have voted for. Most improved player, again, a very important award. It's a player who's improving week on week, year on year. So again, the managers and the coaches will choose that player for their own varied reasons. Top goal scorer speaks for itself. Obviously, we can't win games without scoring goals, and although the youth football is not just about winning games, it's about the kids' development. But scoring goals obviously gives players confidence, so we always like to award the person who scored the most goals. Again, goals can't be scored without it being a team effort. It's not about individuals, but that award is specifically for the person who's put the ball in the net the most for that season. And then the last award, unless I've missed any out, is the the Players Player Award. When I was a youngster, this was the award that I would always like to win. I don't think I ever did though, because it's voted on by your peers. So the people who are playing with you, they vote and see you as the player of the season, which for me was very important when I was younger, because it's nice to be seen by the players you play alongside as that person who's put in the most effort and has performed the best that season. So from myself, I've obviously got a couple of awards to give out and a couple of thank yous. So I'll go with the standard thank yous. I'd like to thank all the coaches for all their effort last season, and you guys should send your individual thanks to them, because one thing that's overlooked quite often, and they're just depended on, is the fact that the coaches are there week in, week out, putting on sessions, taking time out of their personal lives, all have full-time jobs to attend meetings and to plan training sessions. And without the coaches, the lifeblood of this club, we couldn't function at all. So a big thanks from me to all the coaches. To Vicky is the club treasurer. Again, chasing the subs is a very laborious task. It takes some patience to do, so thank you to Vicky for that. For all the other volunteers involved in the club, there's way too many to mention individually and personally. But you guys, again, are the lifeblood of the club, and without it we couldn't function. Thank you to the club secretary, John Deeble. Again, he can be seen on every first team match days there without fail, filling in the team sheets, doing all the stuff in the background that nobody else wants to do. But again, without him we couldn't function as a club. He registers all the players just in time for the season, deals with all the insurance, etc, etc. Again, so if you see John knocking around, just make sure you pass on your thanks. And aside from that, he's a coach as well, so he got a very big effort there from John, and he's somebody that's very important to the club. And Deval Palgrave, the club chairman, again, he goes about things quietly. He never asks for any praise, but I'll give him plenty. He's guided me into this club, and he's helped me quite a bit since I've took on this role. Without him, I don't think the club would function at all. It wouldn't have got through a very difficult 2 years with the issues we've had with the stadium, and the fact that he's still here kicking on and he's coaching as well. Again, he's another good example for this club. So for those of you that have got two or more kids in the club, I apologise, because this is the second time you've seen this video, because we've split off each video into individual groups and age groups. So for me, Clubman of the Year, I was lucky enough and fortunate enough to win this award last year. I've won quite a few awards in my time. This is one of my proudest, and you're probably all thinking, it's just a grassroots Clubman of the Year award. It's important to me because, as I said, I see a lot of really good volunteers, coaches, parents who chip in with fundraising, etc, etc. So for the club to choose me as the Clubman of the Year last year was meant quite a bit to me. So I was really thrilled to win that award last year. So this year we've had a chat as a committee, and we've decided that we've got two winners. We've got a runners-up Clubman of the Year, and they're going to get this award. So for me, the runner-up Clubman of the Year, this person is a coach. The kids of his particular age group love him when he's about. He's always got a smile on his face. Never too much effort from this person. And week on week we'll ask for volunteers to do additional things to what they normally do aside from coaching, whether that's coming to take money on the gate for the first team. He also has stepped in to be physio for the first team as well. He knocked up a really nice spreadsheet for me to help get all the new kit ordered. So a couple of you probably guessed who it is already, but the Clubman of the Year runner-up this year is Josh from our under-9/under-10s team. This award's to you, and it's very well deserved, so well done, mate. So the main award gets to take away this big beauty that's been sitting upstairs for the last year in my house. Now, this was a very difficult decision. As I said, there's any number of people that could have won it, and including the runner-up himself, Josh. The reason we've decided the people that have won this award, for those of you who've been to the first team games will agree with us. They've been very chirpy at the first team games, travelling home and away. So instead of giving it to an individual this year, we decided to give it to a collective. So this year's Club Men of the Year is the Castlevale Massive. Now, some of you are going to be confused with this. If you don't get down to the first team games, you won't particularly know who they are. But they're a group of some of the youth team lads who have been quite often going down to the first team games. But they've also been travelling away, taking time out of their own playing time, watching the professional teams play, going down and supporting the first team. And you can hear them in the stands making quite a bit of noise. They stirred up quite a bit on social media from some of our other local teams as well. So it's all good banter. And for me, the effort the guys have made to come and watch what was a very difficult season for our first team and still be there cheering them on. Castlevale Massive get this award between them. So we've agreed to allow them to share it between them. They'll have to decide how they choose to share the trophy between them across the year. We haven't been able to get them individual awards, but we've got a banner for next season, a flag. So whether they travel home and away with the first team, it'll be. I'll show it on the next page what that banner looks like, and they'll be able to wave it next season. So. One last thing from me is just a message from Deval, and he just wanted me to put across that the last season may have been cut short, but the memories will live on from the kids and the parents of the experience from last season. So don't ever let that escape from it. Let's talk about it. Let's speak about our biggest memories from last season. There's quite a bit to pick from. From me on a personal level, if I take my vice chairman head off. Watching my son's under-9s team lift the Warwickshire Spring Trophy was the last memory I had of last season, because I think it was the last game they played, and for me it'll be one of the best memories of my son's football, and not just because they lifted the trophy, but all the effort they made, and to see other coaches and parents from other sides coming to support them. Again, focusing on that one club mentality was the one thing I was really impressed with. So it's an opportunity for you to discuss your best memories with your kids as well. I would welcome you guys to do that and suggest that's what you do, just to make sure it's not completely forgotten. And thankfully we can move on to a positive 2021 season with lots to look forward to. And you'll see me around the club at the training. Like I said, both my kids play for the club, so you see me at training, you're welcome to say hello. Any questions, any queries, you're welcome to approach me and just ask me. And that's all from me. Next video is, like I said, is your coach. So enjoy your awards. Thank you.
People say that I'm wild. Oh yeah. Welcome to our virtual presentation night for the 1920 season. It wasn't the season we expected it to be. This week, that's the yeah. Yeah, I don't really know what to say. Nobody was expecting a global pandemic. Floods, this, that and the other. I don't know what to say really. It's just been a very strange season from start to finish, but you kids have been absolutely outstanding. Parents, thank you for all your support and your help throughout the season. Thanks to Wes for running the line, Ash for stepping in and running the line when you need to. Thanks for keeping calm as much as you could all season. I know it's been hard at times. Before we get into the trophies and everything, I just want to take a minute to say goodbye to a few people. As you know, Mark's been helping out for a number of years now. We appreciate everything he's done for us. He's been a big help down the years, but he's decided he wants to step back and retire because he's getting old. That's fair enough, it's up to him. Okay, we're going to miss you, Mark, but you know where you are if you ever want to come back. Then Louis decided to call it a day with us and move on to expand his football. It's a decision we completely understand. We're going to miss you, Louis. Good luck. I know you're going to do well. Jay, you're also leaving as well. On a personal note, Jay, you've been absolutely fantastic since you come back. You're probably the catalyst that started us off again and getting us the ball rolling in a good direction. So thank you for all your time and everything, and you'll always be part of the family. Moving on to the awards, start with the Parents Player of the Season. Parents Player of the Season. This young player has been absolutely fantastic. Completely different kid to when we first met him. He's grown at least another inch. He's still small, but still. It's Kyle. You've been absolutely fantastic, mate. I can thoroughly understand why the parents chose you for Parents Player of the Season. Well done. Most Improved Player of the Season. This person, he's improved week on week. Every training session he seems to get better. He shocked me when he wanted to move positions because I didn't think he'd be able to cope with the position he wanted to go to. Proved me completely wrong. One of his funniest things was when he finally scored his first goal for us. It might have been the season before, but even so, just sticks in my mind quite a lot, and that is Kyle again. Thank you for that, Kyle. You've been absolutely brilliant. We move on to the Manager's Player. No, top goal scorer, sorry. Top goal scorer. You can't say anything really. It's just he's here, he's there, he's everywhere, and he always seems to put the ball in the back of the net from whether it be 30 yards out or just nipping the goal around the keeper. You name it, he's finished it. I want to see him use his head a little bit more going forward, but even so. And that is Harley. Well done, Harley. Fantastic. Manager's Player. I don't know what to say about the Manager's Player apart from he's just completely dominant in everything. His professionalism he sets an example in training, in games. Okay, you might lose your head slightly a few times here and there, more than a few, but you're just an absolutely fantastic player, and for us, like I say, you dominate the middle of the park in every single game, and when we haven't got you on the pitch, you're a real big loss for us. And that is Tyrell. Well done, Tyrell. Thoroughly deserved. On to the next trophy, which is the Players Player of the Season. As you know, this is the big one for me because it's voted for by the rest of your teammates, the rest of your peers, and it's somebody who is Mr. Dependable. He's the brains of the team, Mr. Consistent. So you probably already all guessed who it is. It's Kai. He's just, we'd be lost without him. He's absolutely fantastic. I've run out of good things to say about Kai. He's just a pleasure to be around. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Nathan, anything you want to say?
Just get ready for the new season. It looks like it's starting soon. Thanks for everything you put into us last season. Another season to go. Give it 100 again, and we'll go far.
Oh, in the Vale!